Hari Om, good evening, a very warm welcome to all of you. Please come. Let's pray together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Sahana vavatu sahano bhunakto sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvina vadhitamastu ma vedveshavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Almighty, the Omniscient, the Omnipresent, and the Omnipotent, who also has the divine name as Yagnaha, to such a Supreme Lord, together with Shraddha, Bhakti, and Prapatti, we offer our humble most salutations. We seek your grace, your love, your mercy, your benevolence, your strength, your forgiveness. O Lord, bless us with these divine qualities like Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya, Prapatti, and Mumukshutvam in a more enhanced proportion, only and only to understand thy true nature and have the first-hand experience of thyself in our very hearts. That aparoksha anubhuti which we all are yearning for. We beseech in you to bless us with this rarest of the rare opportunity. We also beseech in you that at the end of our lives, we reach thy holy feet. Our salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Om Tat Sat. Today, by the grace of the Almighty and the blessings of the Guru Parampara, we are on our Divine Discourse number 410 on the 21st of January 2015. Swasti Shri Krodinama Samvatsara Uttarayan Hemantarutu Pushyamas Krishna Paksh Bhomavasare Saptami Atitau Chitta Nakshatra Dhriti Yoge Bhavakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday and the auspicious time of the evening, together we all, with a firm and assertive mind, recall Naham Karta Hari Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Pritirtham, knowing very well that, O Narayana, you are the bestower of every aspect in my life. So thereby, whatever I experience in terms of a situation, circumstance, incident, happening, be it through a person, place, or an object, I fully understand that it has been curated by you, orchestrated by you, only and only to uplift this soul from the ocean of births and deaths. I have completely surrendered to you. I do not want to use any sort of my discretionary power in taking a decision. I completely surrender, and you create a situation, you give me the thoughts, and you put this body and mind into action. I would like to remain as a pure witness, and that can happen only and only by your grace and benevolence. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara once again. Om Tat Sat. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to all of you. So this Brahma Jnana Vali Mala has been taking more time, but well, as we just now prayed, we are not the ones who are taking this decision. It's just happening. Prakrite kriyamanani sarvasa. It is Prakriti and Purusha are in action. So you have to understand and live on those lines. When you take charge, we all say we have some Swatantra Buddhi. So now, along with Prarabdha, now I also have a Swatantra Buddhi. Now, I don't want to use that Swatantra Buddhi. That should be our attitude. Whatever is coming is the thought generated by you, and the action is also executed by you. So, now let me once again draw some vital points in understanding this Brahma Jnana Vali. Not to worry, after this we are going to the process text, which we all have understood. Now in that process text, what happens? Every situation will be analyzed. In the sense, you will be taken step by step. On one side there is knowledge, and simultaneously there is a practical also happening. Okay. So far we have done massive meditation in terms of saying, I am not this, I am not this. Neti, neti, what we call, not this, not this. Okay. Now we all are fairly successful in that aspect of our meditation. So phase 1 is over, accomplished. Now, after this comes the Brahma Jnana Vali Mala, where we are now telling the mind, if you are not this, then you are this. Because you have to tell the mind, what are you? If you are not this, then who are you? If this is not your name, then what is your name? So likewise, now this Brahma Jnana Vali Mala is telling you all the qualities of the divine self. Whenever you try to understand the true self from the point of view of yourself or this jiva, you will fail to understand. So what I was always saying is, there is nothing other than that supreme power in this entire universe. Not that I have become that, or I am going to transform myself to become that. No, it is that which has become this. Instead of saying this has become that, meaning this jiva has become now, it has gained that Jivan Mukti or that Brahma Prapti. No, that itself, that supreme power has become this jiva, and now this jiva, from the state of this jiva, it is going back to its original self. As a famous saying goes, told by Swami Vivekananda, we are not, rather we say, he says, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and we are not human beings in search of a spiritual experience. Now, so this gives you a very impactful meaning of what this life is. Otherwise, completely drowned in Maya. We are overpowered by the mind and the so extremely active senses are in motion, in constant contact with the objects of the world, and the wheel is rotating to such an extent that you will never have time to understand where we are going, what we are doing, why we are doing, and is it necessary to do. Nothing of this comes. So now coming to understanding of what we are studying, one very important clue I can give here is, don't think. Up to what point you have to think? Up to a point that whatever we are now talking of the attributes of that Brahman, you have to properly memorize it. Memorize in the sense, understand the meaning, digest the meaning, and allow the meaning to go into your subconscious mind. Just like you have removed the false nature, now this true nature you have to put it into your mind. So for that, what I told you is, you have to know the meaning. And knowing the meaning, when you start listening to the chant, you know that automatically your subconscious is now at play, not your conscious mind. And then comes a stage where, what do I do next? Because eventually it's all about, there is a seer and there is a seen. Whatever is this seen is nothing but Maya, and that seer, whom we so call it as the witness consciousness, now that becomes the Parabrahman. Now if you are saying that I am able to see my mind. Oh, that is my true nature. That which is seeing the mind, if that is the true nature, then you are also able to see that witness. So then where are you? So this leads to an ad infinitum status, where behind that you go, behind that you go, there's one more witness, one more witness. You will experience that gradually as you go into greater depth. So I'm just telling you in advance that you may succumb to that stage, which your journey will never end, because it is ad infinitum. It is going to go up to no limits. So then what is that we should do over there? You start practicing right now. Along with this, first get the meanings, and then as you practice, you will have to come to a stage where you completely dissolve your thought process. And it is like how do you close your mind? Like say, now in the night you are going to bed, and you are used to a complete darkness situation in your room. So what do? You have these blinds, then you have those curtains. You see that from nowhere even the slightest of light is entering into your room. Okay, so now closing down your mind is like as you have closed down everything in the night, made it completely blackout, and now in the morning, how can the sunlight come into your room? It is completely blacked out. Okay, so now there you start opening up the blinds and your curtains. Then you will be able to allow that bright sunshine to come into your room. So in the same way, closing down your mind is like opening up the blinds and curtains of a dark room, paving way for a bright sunshine. It's a little tricky to understand this. If you want that true light to enter you, you have to allow the mind to settle. Don't think. Because it is very clear that this cannot be grasped either by the mind or by the senses. Then how you can grasp it is only by allowing the mind and the senses to calm down or die down. Completely you have to allow it to calm. So that comes by practice. Just I'll give you another example or a metaphor which you will be able to understand. Like when you when you want to sleep, you lie down on the bed and then you hit the pillow. Now your head is on the pillow, and then see, as far as your mind is active, you will not be able to sleep. At some point the mind gets tired and then you get to sleep. Now what you do is do some pranayam and ensure that those thoughts which are tossing in your mind, with the help of pranayam, you are able to reduce the speed of the thoughts, and then you will slowly be able to experience that you are going off to sleep. And you're continuously in that process. You may not be able to sleep. You may be tossing left, you may be tossing right, but you are not getting up, isn't it? In the same way, here in your meditation, with these simple techniques, you allow the mind to settle down. Don't expect anything from the mind. You're not understanding anything. You're not recollecting any thoughts. You're not thinking about anything. So when the mind becomes inactive, senses are also inactive. And naturally that which is within, it will spring forth. So now as you're trying to understand this very nature of pure consciousness, now these are the troubles which you will be facing. So you will have to bear these important techniques in mind and move forward. Now there's a very nice Sufi story. How are we trying to understand this consciousness? And what is our fate? So now this is The metaphor here is given with respect to a fish, and that is a fish in an ocean. So once it so happened that a fish in the ocean, it heard somebody in the ocean while it was swimming. There were a group of very learned so-called fish, elderly, learned, scholarly fish. And for the first time, it heard that there is something called a ocean. Now, this fish, she started to search and ask people, where is this ocean? Inquire about this ocean. But as to her surprise, everybody was saying, we don't know where is the ocean. And they said, yeah, we have also, somebody said, we have also heard somewhere in the past our ancestors, they knew it. And they say that it is written in the scriptures. Now see, the ocean was all around. They were in the ocean. They were talking, living in the ocean. So sometimes it so happens that the closest, the nearest, and that which is in your immediate vicinity, it is so obvious that you can't see it. It's just like I give an example. Now you want to read something. Take it close to your eyes. Can you read it? You need some distance to read something. You can't take it on your eyes and say, oh, I kept it so close. What is this you're saying you can't read? So this way, as there is no space between the fish and that ocean, there is no gap. So the fish is actually a part of the ocean. Just like a wave is a part of the ocean. So they are not two different things, if you see. They exist together. They have been together. Their bodies may appear different, but their inner spirit is one. So this is known as they call it as the unitary. So the same is the situation with us. Today we are trying to understand that pure consciousness. We are going on asking about the existence of God. Where is this blessed consciousness? So God cannot be an object of any search. This is what I want to understand. Just like the fish is trying to see all around, where is ocean? Where is ocean? Now, it may sound a little weird for somebody who has actually not gone into the water. Now, I can relate to this. When we did scuba diving, you go a little down deep into the sea, and then actually you can't see that there is something different known as water over there. You actually become one with water. So that is exactly in our state. We are in that existence. Just like when you are in water, you would not know that there is a ocean and you a separate being. So we being in this existence, you cannot search for existence, because the very fact is, it is sheer subjectiveness. You're not going to find this somewhere else, that it is somewhere I go there and I find it. No. God just means nothing but that whole existence. So that totality, that the ocean which surrounds you, so we are all surrounded by consciousness. Consciousness is not in us. We are in consciousness. Our city is not in consciousness. Consciousness is not in the city. City is in consciousness. A country or this planet or this solar system, it's not that there is consciousness in this. No. All this is in consciousness. So the entire universe is in consciousness. So never try to understand. Only two things you have to do is, you have to subdue your mind and ensure that your senses are also subdued. And then watch how magic happens. So keeping these things in mind, you have to move ahead. And one is deep meditation. It's now initially you are contemplating their meaning and you're allowing the meaning to resonate within your mind. all the concepts, feel their implications, and allow them to influence your inner state. Then what happens? This transforms your intellectual understanding into what? Into your lived experience. That is the beauty now, what you will experience over here. You will see that whatever knowledge you have got, you will be able to apply it into your true life. And I'll give you now, when I say this, I must tell you how this, a very unique incident happened in my life. Now, we all had gone for this Chardham Yatra. I come from a family where we have hereditary piles as one of the treasures we have got from the forefathers. Now, after almost 25 or 30 years, I think, this piles it triggered in me. So far, I was controlling it with good exercise, good diet, and good living practices. But everything went for a toss during this 10 days time. And while we were in Gangotri, it struck. Now imagine now how painful it is. You can't walk properly. Gangotri, there was not much to walk. This was, after Yamunotri we did Gangotri. Now we came back, and next starts the Kedarnath. All along, I climbed that entire stretch for almost 13-14 hours. We were on the road, rather even more, close to 15-16 hours from the time we started to be on our feet. And then you hardly had 1.5 hours of sleep, and then again darshan, and then again pack up and back. Now when I was coming back, I'm coming with that pain. I've gone through that pain. I'm coming back with that pain. Suddenly, you know what thought came to my mind? I smiled and I was telling, I know that consciousness is in the unmanifest form. Now this jiva is in the manifest form. So I always keep telling that you being the unmanifest and this jiva being the manifest, use the jiva the way you want it. Okay, this is the kind of a surrender. So meaning I am not doing it, you are doing everything. So suddenly the thought came, why are you suffering so much in this body? And the miracle was, the moment now I didn't do anything, as I said, that thought came and that enveloped my entire body. And within a few seconds, the pain was zero. Now this appears to be like a miracle. In the current scenario, because now your entire mindset changed. I am not this person who is suffering over here. I straight said that, why is that you are suffering over here? Now, how is this? Because now we relate to that this jiva, whatever is happening, is that who is the dreamer? That Narayana is the dreamer. He is dreaming whatever is happening in my life. So when you have this kind of a notion that whatever is happening over here, you connect it with that, the layasthiti of that Narayana who is dreaming your dream. Now what exactly happens in a dream? Let's say you're suffering. But if you relate to yourself that you are not this person in the dream, but you are that dreamer. We don't know we are the dreamer. In the same way, we do not know that consciousness, that Lord, He is dreaming our life. So, these thoughts, they immediately take you out of misery. Another example I'll give you. There was a situation where this happened about 23-24 years ago. I had given some money to a friend of mine to buy some land, where that time I was in my early 40s. So somewhere by early 60s I can do some good work. So I was trying to buy some good land so that socio-economic activity where you generate money from some land and you also have your social activities, some doing some good work. So then I had planned to buy about 150 to 200 acres around Bengaluru. Now that person, what he did was, he hardly bought some 30 acres and all that money he swindled. Okay. And all the time he was saying that, you're giving reasons that there is something or the other where some permissions have to be got and something has to be set right. I was listening to him all along. Then finally I got bugged, and about 2.5 years back, I initiated a legal action against him in terms of a criminal case and things like that. Now that was something which was disturbing all the time. Meaning, what am I doing now? Something has gone wrong. Now I have to correct that situation. To correct that situation, I am putting myself into hardship. It's not a good thing, going to the police, going to the advocate, and in this rigmarole. And then suddenly, how this knowledge helps you, I told you. I'm telling you here. The knowledge came that, look, you are not trying to punish your friend over here. He has done adharma to you and you are upholding dharma. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. You are upholding dharma over here, and this is your yajna. Immediately it gave such a good feeling that now I am doing worship. Divinity. I am not doing any task over here, and that whole thing came as a transformation. So this way you'll have to allow this knowledge to go deep into your mind, then only you will be able to get the impact. If it is at your mind level, Maya will play with it. After some days you will forget it, but allow it to go deep. That is what is known as nididhyasana. If you have any doubts in manana sthiti, Shravana is now what we are doing. Manana sthiti, remove 100% doubt. And as I told you, the best time will be the silent hours of the morning. During that time, allow all those thoughts to enter your deep subconscious mind. And now this was, which was disturbing about 1.5 to 2.5 years back. Now what is the state? Now I look upon my so-called fraudulent friend and myself. We both are playing our roles in the dream of the Layasthiti Narayana. Neither he has done anything wrong, nor I am trying to do anything good over here. We both are just playing our roles. Now this can come with conviction only when you inculcate that transformative power within you. So these truths, they have to get deep into your mind. So we have to aim at this. And one more thing is, don't expect immediate result. And it doesn't mean that you go off to, you sleep on your bed, meaning you lie down on your bed, you're going off to sleep. No, it may take 2 minutes, or it may take 20 minutes, or sometimes it may take an hour also. So it all depends how well you have prepared yourself. Sometimes when we are very tired, you just lie down and within a few minutes you go off to sleep. So here, how well you are prepared, that is extremely important in all these becoming a part of your life. So remember these vital points and ensure that you move in the right direction without expecting immediate result. But I am sure that the kind of sadhana we all have done, it's not just that we have done for 2 months or 4 months. It's pretty long time already. 4.5 years we have now completed. So we can easily look forward for some real good miracles to happen. So with this, we move forward. Now we take the 15th shloka. I'll post the shloka and then we go ahead. निराधारस्वरूपोऽहम् सर्वाधारोऽहमेव च आप्तकाम स्वरूपोऽहम् अहमेवाहमव्ययः. Now, as we did last time, we will be going in stages. First, I'll explain the meaning of every shloka, the meaning of every important aspect over here. And then we will get into meditative state. So you're almost in a state of, you can say, parameditation, and then you go into deep meditation. Now, Niradhara Rupoham, meaning I am without any support. Now, who is this I? You are not there. Remember, we are not talking of the jiva over here. It is all and all about consciousness. So that consciousness says, Niradhara, I don't need any support. See, the entire universe is floating. So this Atman is self-existent and it is independent on its own. And it's also contradictory now. It is not dependent on anything external for its existence, but then it says that it is the self-sustaining. Next says Sarvadaro Hame. Sarvadaro Hamevacha, meaning I am the support of all. I don't need any support. And I give support to everything. So now here you have to reflect on how our awareness supports our experiences in the world. Without consciousness, nothing can be experienced. You are as good as dead. So this consciousness, which is my true nature, when you are contemplating, what you are doing is, you are primarily telling yourself that I don't need any support in my life, because I myself is a support to everything. So you are coming out of the jiva bhava. And then aptakama swarupoham is, I am a fulfilled soul. Otherwise, what is disturbing us all along? Something or the other I want, and something or the other I don't want. So there is no lack of any unfulfilled desire in my Atman. So aptakama swarupoham. See, this is a very positive affirmation you're giving in your life. I am a fulfilled soul. I am a fulfilled soul. So recognize that desires, they arise only when you identify with this body and mind. The moment you stop identifying with this jiva bhava, no desires spring up in your mind. Such a nice way to be desirelessness. Ahamevaham avyaya. This is constantly which we are seeing. This ahamevaham avyaya, which is coming across. So which means this self is beyond that time, that change or that decay. Which means it is eternal, infinite and unchanging. So now we have to meditate on that unchanging presence within us that remains constant despite that wave of thoughts which come into our mind, those emotions and the bodily changes. So now what we do is, we go into now a reflective mode of deepening the insight. So Niradhara. Now you say, if I am not the body, if I am not the mind or the world, then what is that which sustains me? So now you have to reflect on how your true self, which does not need anything for existence, which is self-effulgent and eternal. So Sarvadhara again, what is the source from which this entire world, thoughts and experiences are coming? Recognize that power, which is the ultimate foundation for everything around you. Aptakama. So how do I understand this? Recognize that this sense of wholeness comes not from the object, but from that temporary stilling of the mind. See, many a times when we buy something, then you get that feeling of happiness. You have achieved something, you bought something which you have been yearning for several weeks or months or years. The more longer it is, the more is the happiness. Now what we think is that happiness came because I got that object, or I got that person, or I got over that situation. No. Because that person, object or situation came, your mind which was oscillating and disturbing you, that stopped. It is only because if you had the control over your mind to stop that oscillation, then you would not have had to chase any person, object or situation. So it is the stilling of the mind. So this self being Purna is already in that state of permanent satisfaction. So now we come to meditation and contemplation. So withdraw yourself, sit in a comfortable position, take a few deep breaths. Important aspects which we are going to meditate here is Niradhara, Sarvadhara, Aptakama, Avyaya. 4 important aspects. So meditate on the first aspect, which is Niradhara, on the self as self-existent and needing no support. My true nature is Niradhara. I don't need any support. Now suddenly your mind will say, "Arey, I need so much of support in life." That is not you. That is the body and that is the jiva. Now you have transcended the jiva. Once you transcend the jiva and you say this, now from the standpoint of the Atman you are saying this. I am Niradhara. I am Sarvadhara. I am Aptakama. I am Avyayaha. My true nature is Niradhara, Sarvadhara, Aptakama, Avyayaha. My true essence is Niradhara, Sarvadhara, Aptakama, Avyayaha. Niradhara, Sarvadhara, Aptakama, Avyayaha. Now we move on to the next shloka. Tapatraya vinirmuktaha dehatraya vilakshanaha avastatraya sakshasmi ahamevahamavyayah. Now first let's understand the meaning now, because without the meaning we will not be able to do this kind of a deep contemplation. This again is a very beautiful verse. Tapatraya vinirmuktaha. Tapa means suffering. Traya means threefold. Vinirmuktaha means I am free. What are the threefold sufferings we have? First one is adhyatmika, which is with respect to our own body and mind. We have this mental pain, we have physical pain, which is all within our jiva. That is known as the first tapatraya out of the three, adhyatmika. Then comes adibhautika. Adibhautika are from people around you. You always have something or the other. You have a problem with your neighbor. You have a problem with one of your client. You have a problem with your family member or your siblings, relatives. So these are all adibhautika troubles. Somehow you will be always disturbed by them. So this is the second one. Now the third one is adidaivika. Now by natural forces. Now like COVID came in. We couldn't do anything about it. It's a natural force. Now in Los Angeles, the wildfire came in and many people were homeless. That is an adidaivika suffering. So in this way, tapatraya vinirmuktaha. I am not in these threefold troubles in any way because I am not the jiva. See now, you are again and again, now after having given up that I am not this body, I am not this mind, now you are becoming a witness. You have already distanced yourself. All these three sufferings do not belong to me. Adhyatmika, adidaivika, adibhautika. No. Then deha traya vilakshanaha. The next level of affirmation this jiva is doing is I am distinct from these three bodies. Deha traya. Three types of body which I have. Stula sharira, sukshma sharira and karana sharira. All these three, I am not these three. He's given up all these three. Avastatraya sakshasmi. Avastatraya sakshi asmi. I am the witness of all these three states. Your state meaning not this political state where you have Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra. No. This is the state of your mind, which is the Jagrata Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Sushupti Avastha. You are a witness of all these three states. So, Tapatraya. Then we come to Dehatraya, Avastatraya. So, this way, now, having come out of all this three states, now ahamevaham avveha. This is the concluding which we have been seeing right from the first shloka, that I am that infinite, unchanging self. So here, how do I contemplate? I am beyond all suffering. I am of that pure nature. I become a witness to my body. If somebody next to me is suffering, how is that you are not suffering? Because you have not associated with that person. The moment you associate, now it is if you are very own family member, it could be your spouse, your children, grandchildren. Now immediately the suffering will come because you are associated with your mind. Since you are disassociated with the person next to you whom you don't know, and if he is suffering, out of a little compassion you may feel a little sorry, but do you experience that pain and agony which that person is experiencing? No. So here you should say, contemplate being distinct from the three bodies. The gross body, subtle body, and the causal body. Affirm, I am not this body. I am, because this mind is full of ignorance, I am just a witness to all this. Now so far in our life we didn't know this technique. Now this is that grand master stroke technique which you are getting over here. Become a witness to your own self, to your three bodies, to your three states of mind. Dreaming, waking, and deep sleep, they are the state of your mind. They are not your state because you are neither the mind nor the body. So then you become the witness of the three states, avastha traya. So during meditation, observe your thoughts in the waking state and recognize that even in the dreams or deep sleep, this awareness persists. And repeat to yourself, I am that changeless witness of all these states. And meditate on that avyaya sthiti, which is unchanging and ever present, without any decay. Now that is the true state of yours, not when you associate with body. So in this way, let go of all the transient identifications which we have got and which we have abided in this jiva, and affirm to yourself, I alone am the infinite, unchanging self. What is that in me which is suffering? Realize that suffering arises from identification with the body and mind. That's all. Because you are not identified to the body and mind of somebody unknown who is standing to you but suffering, you don't feel his pain. But since you are heavily identified with your body and mind, so anything happening to the body, you say, if anything happening to your leg, my leg is paining, my head is paining, because you are associated with it. So distinct again from the three states. Am I the body that changes, or the mind that fluctuates, or the ignorance that is enveloping me? Realize that all these are only mere layers of experience. I am that pure awareness and witness to all this. So in this way, now we take up now this meditation and contemplation of all these important aspects. One is the tapatraya vinirmuktaha, dehatraya vilakshanaha, avastatraya sakshi, and then avyayaha. So come again back to your state of deep meditation. Sit in a relaxed position, firm but relaxed. Eyes gently closed. Take a few deep breaths. Tapatraya vinirmuktaha. Meditate on your freedom from all forms of suffering. Be it suffering at the level of your body or at the level of your mind or at the level of your surroundings. Tapatraya vinirmuktaha. I am free from all kinds of suffering. Dehatraya vilakshanaha. I am apart from the gross body, subtle body, and the causal body. Dehatraya vilakshanaha. I am neither the gross nor the subtle nor the causal body. I am a witness to all these three bodies. Dehatraya vilakshanaha. I am a witness to the gross, subtle, and causal body. Avastha traya sakshi. I am a constant witness to the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state. Avastha-traya Sakshi. I am not the experiencer of the waking state, nor the experiencer of the dream state, nor the experiencer of the deep sleep state. I am the witness to the waking, dream, and deep sleep. I am a witness to the waking, dream, and the deep sleep states. Now, Avyayaha. Now, truthfully abide in the realization of your unchanging eternal self. My true nature is the unchanging, imperishable, eternal self. My true nature is the unchanging, eternal self. So here, Tapatraya Vinirmuktaha, free from all forms of suffering, Dehatraya Vilakshanaha. I am not the gross, subtle, or causal body. Avastha-traya Sakshi. I am neither the waking, dream, or deep sleep. My true state is Avyayaha. I am that infinite, unchanging, eternal self. Here we are taking several qualities and working on them. When you practice on your own, take only a few, 2 or 3, and continuously meditate on it for half an hour or so. That will have a greater impact. Now this is just a learning state. So this way, having got the meaning, and then get established in the meaning. Now we move on to the 17th verse. Now here the pattern changes. Ahamevaham avyayaha, which was there, now that is not there. Now what is coming here is Sarva Vedanta Dindimaha. Dindima means the Vedanta, the scriptures, the supreme verdict of the Lord is being told over here. Now till now it was the true nature of yourself. Now he says, this is what the Vedas say, the scriptures say. Now let's get this. So these are again the hard facts which we need to abide ourselves in, which gives us the nature of our true self. Drigdrishyau dvau padartau staha paraspara vilakshanau Drig Brahma Drishyam Mayeti Sarva Vedanta Dindimaha. It's a proclamation. You don't have to think much. Just abide in this. What the Vedas are talking about. Vedanta Dindimaha. So now let's understand the concept now. What is this? Drik-drishya dvau padartau staha. What is Drik? The seer. Now who is the seer? Yes, I am seeing. Now you are seeing me. Now you are the seer. What are you seeing? You are seeing your screen. So Drik is the seer. Now we'll come to the deeper meaning. And Drishya means the seen. You are seeing something, and there is something which is seen when you see. Then only you say, I saw. If there is nothing to be seen, you will not say, I saw something. So Drik the seer, Drishya is the seen. Now here, it refers to the objects of perception, which is now in the ultimate sense the body, mind and the world. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll first take you to the earlier lessons which we had learnt of the Drigdrishya Viveka, the analysis of the seer and seen. What is that which is the difference of the seer and seen? Okay, now it says you are looking at an object. So the eyes are the seer and the object is the seen. So these are two different things. The object cannot become your eyes. Now this is very important to understand. Anything which you are seeing, it is different from your eyes. Correct? This is very clear. Now, go one step behind. Whatever you see, that is seen by your mind. Now all this information through the perception, sensory perception on the retina, then the optical nerves, then the firing in the brain, neurons, it goes to your brain and there a mental picture is formed. So your mind is able to see what the eyes are seeing. So now what happened? Mind becomes the seer and the eyes are the seen. So they are again two different things. The basic funda is the seer and seen are not one. Okay. Now go one step behind. You are also able to see what is happening in your mind. You are saying, I am angry now. I am disturbed. I am tensed. I am stressed. I am happy. I am pleasant. I am relaxed. So who is seeing all this? That is the true seer. You are getting the point? From the object to the eyes. Eyes are the seer, object is the seen. Now then the eyes become the object, which is the seen, and the mind becomes the seer, then since we can also see our mind, there is that consciousness, witness consciousness or awareness that is seeing the mind. Now our journey does not stop over here. I will not confuse you all much, but that which is seeing the mind is not true consciousness. That is that awareness. You say, I am aware of what is happening in my mind. Now that is just a reflected consciousness. There is something else which is called as the pure consciousness. Although it appears, now see, I am conscious. What are you saying? Compare it to the moon. The moon is giving light during the night. It's not its own light. It is reflecting the light of the sun. In the same way, this awareness which I have got is reflected, that consciousness reflecting on my mind, which is like that moon. I am getting this moonlight within my body, that awareness in my body. Now, how to see that final consciousness? That is the last step of challenge which we have in our spiritual journey, which we will come to that. Okay. So now the shloka, what it says now, as we saw, the mind is the seer of the eyes, and the eyes have become seen. Further thoughts in the mind are seen, and the witness consciousness is the seer. So the real seer is that witness consciousness, which we call it as Chidananda Rupaha, pure consciousness. Okay. Now, what does this meaning of this shloka say? Now here it says, when you are saying that the seer and seen are two different aspects, they are not one and the same. So, drigdrishyo padartau staha paraspara vilakshano. So these two are different things. Just like as you know that the seer and the seen are two padartha. They are two different. In the same way, drig brahma drishyam mayeti sarva vedanta dindimaha. So whatever you are seeing in this world, that is out of an maya which has been created. Now Brahma and Maya, which means the world, are two different things. Sarva vedanta dindimaha. This is the proclamation. That's it. The world is the play of Maya on the ground of Brahman. The world is the play of Maya on the ground of Brahman. So now this Maya is projecting itself, which is seen by Brahman. So Maya and Brahman, world and consciousness, are two different things. So there are two things which are different from each other. They are the seer and the seen. The seer is Brahman and the seen is Maya. So this is what the entire scope of Vedanta proclaims. Vedanta dindimaha. So now how do I look at this in my life? Okay, the seer, drik, the observer within me. Okay, now as I told you, object, eyes, mind, and the consciousness. So it is saying now the seer is the self, the Atman. It is not the body, nor the mind, nor the intellect, and the seer is not affected by the qualities or changes of the seen, which means whatever happens to the body, whatever happens to the mind, here I am not that. That is the seen, I am the seer. So ask yourself, who is observing my thoughts, my emotions, and my sensations? Who is observing? All that is happening in my mind. And there is somebody who is observing. So I am that somebody who is observing my mind. So by this principle, that which is observed or seen is different from the seer. Now you catch hold of this. How can I distance myself? In the previous shloka we said, no? Somebody, if it happens to somebody next to me whom I hardly know, I am not affected. Because I am associated with a particular person, anything good or bad happening to that person, it immediately affects me. So now you know that you are not the body, you are not the mind, meaning you are able to see your body, you are able to see your mind, hence you are the seer, and this body, mind are the seen. So hence they become the drishya, the observed. So now the scene includes everything perceivable, all the external objects, which include the mind, the body, the thoughts, the feelings, the pain, emotions, and now it is impermanent and it is subject to change because it is governed by Maya. The scene is not independent. It exists because the seer is seeing it. Now this is one very important aspect in astrophysics. Unless and until you observe something, it has got no existence. How can I understand this? Now, for example, you are in a group. You are seeing somebody. Your eyes are seeing somebody, but your mind is somewhere else. Since you are not observing that person, although your eyes are seeing, you are actually not seeing, meaning it is not present to you at all. So unless and until you observe, nothing is there in existence. For you, that person may be there, but for you, it is not there. So now meditative reflection comes to us: observe the body, observe your thoughts and the world as well, and know that they are constantly changing. And realize this scene is temporary and cannot be compared to the eternal self, which is infinite and unchanging. So this distinction, seer is not the seen, they both are different from each other. How do I do this? With my Viveka Shakti, common understanding. When I see something, that something is different from my eyes or from me. So in this way, I am not the seen. And what are that which are seen in me? I can see my body, I can see my mind, I can see my thoughts, I can see my feelings, I can see my emotions. All this are not me. I am a sure witness to all this. This is what we have to establish ourselves in. So when you sit in meditation, now let's do this exercise. Come back to a meditative state. Sit in a relaxed position. Take a few deep breaths. And are you able to see the world around you? Of course, with your eyes open. Yes, with my eyes open, I can see several things around me. Ask yourself a question. Am I that? Am I the book in front of me? Am I the laptop or the mobile in front of me? Am I the tree? Am I the wall? Am I the fridge? Am I the fan? All these things which I can see are not me. In the same way, I can see my body, hence it is not me. I can see my mind, hence even the mind is not me, it is an object. am the seer of all these objects. I am the seer of the body, of the mind, of the senses. Hence, I am different from all these. I am not the world. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the senses. I am a witness to all this. Okay. We'll stop here at verse 17. Now, I'll tell you a story. The story goes of how one who is established in this truth, whatever be his state in life, it doesn't affect him. So, this is about Vedasji's son, who is Sukdev, a very rare soul who was liberated in the womb itself. It's saying, I don't want to come out. It was there in the womb for 12 years. I don't want to come out in this world of illusion, Maya. No. I know what it is. I don't want to come out. But eventually it came out. Sukdev. And at the age of about 9 years, this young boy, he left everything and he went into the forest for his spiritual insights. Now, one day it so happened, Sukdev Maharaj, he goes to Kailasa. Kailasa, there, Parvati and Shiva are seated. He enters the place and he goes and sits in front of them. And whatever he had to talk to Lord Shiva, he communicates to him. And Parvati Devi is next to Lord Shiva. He does not even look at her. His discussion is with Lord Shiva, finishes the discussion, gets up and he goes away. Now, Parvati says, after he has left, this child of yours has become arrogant. Did you see? When he came, he neither bowed to you, he didn't bow down to you, nor he showed any signs of respect to you. He just came, he sat, he told whatever has to be told or conveyed, and he got up and went. Like as between a husband and wife, when the husband finds that the son is not behaving well, it tells the wife, see, look, this son of yours. Or the mother telling the husband, see, this daughter of yours, it has done, he or she has done like this. So in this way, Parvati Devi says that, see, this son of yours has become arrogant. I didn't like his behavior. The way he came was with that nose high up in the air like a camel. He comes like that. He tells you something and you are also patient, Sadashiva, and he goes away. I can see no change in your emotions or feelings. Now, Lord Shiva says, why to get into an entanglement? Okay, then what do you think you should do? Parvati Devi says, I must teach him a lesson. What lesson you want to teach him? Then she says, yeah, I just now told you, he came like a camel, his nose high up in the air. Let him become a camel. Lord Shiva says, he just shrugs his shoulder and he says, okay, as you wish. Now she is Prakriti Devi now who is in charge. She is that Maya who does all this in this universe. And in split second, Sukadeva Maharaj is a camel. Now Lord Shiva is just observing all this. Then Parvati Devi, after all, she is the mother. After a few days, she again brings up that conversation with Lord Shiva. Knew that she is going to come back because mother is mother always, Although she is a little annoyed with the children, but she comes back with that affection. She says, "Ray, what this Sukadev must be doing as a camel?" Lord Shiva says, "You go and check for yourself. You'll get to know what he is doing." Okay. Then Parvati Devi, she spots him on her system, and okay, he's at so and so place. She goes there, and now this camel, Sukadeva Maharaj, is a camel. He sees Parvati Devi in front of him. "Oh, mother, how are you? It's such a pleasure to see you in this hot desert. How come you came here?" A very cheerful, joyful mood. He is chewing that fine leaves amongst thorns as a camel. And the moment he sees Parvati Devi, all these greetings and all happen. Then Parvati Devi asks him, "How are you, Sukhdev?" Now the camel started speaking. He says, "Oh mother, I'm fine. In fact, it's so good over here. I don't have to get up, do all my chores in terms of austerities. I don't have to do any home, havan, sandhya vandan, no japa, no prarthana, no meditation. And I don't have to learn, I don't have to teach, I don't have to compose. I am jolly well getting up, eating these fine green bushes here and lazing around, and a little bit crude, he says, which is a fact. He says, I don't have to look for a washroom. I can piss wherever I want. What a casual life is this. I am very happy. Now Parvati Devi feels, I think what I didn't work on this person. She says, okay, bye. And she goes off to Kailas again, and she tells Shiva, this is what I saw. Then Lord Shiva tells her, he is a Brahma Jnani. He is realized. He knows that he is not this person, this body, this mind, this senses conglomerate as a jiva. He is not that. He is already realized. He is one with the Brahman. So you make him a pig, you make him an ant, you make him a tiger, you make him a camel, you make him fish, whatever you make him, he is established in that Parabrahman. So for we as humans, once we reach that state, nothing should affect you. If at all you want to evaluate how much you have progressed on the path of spirituality, just look at how these thoughts earlier were disturbing you, now how much they are disturbing you. You may not get a clear situation where there are zero, no. The intensity would have reduced. And then the frequency. Now, earlier I used to get this kind of a jolt every, say, few hours or few days. Now, that frequency, it goes once in a while I get disturbed by this. And that intensity, how much I used to get disturbed, that also reduces. Earlier I used to get terribly disturbed. Now a little bit I get disturbed. And then the R, it is known as FIR. Frequency, intensity, and how fast you recover. Earlier I used to take days to recover, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It was continuously playing on my mind. Now in a few hours or less than an hour or in a few minutes, I'm able to come out. So if these changes are happening in your life, means you're progressing. And what will be the state? Where nothing should bother you at any point of time. Neither there is F, neither there is I, or there is R. You get a disturbing thought, you immediately go into the state of avastatraya sakshi, tapatraya vinirmuktaha. You get into that state. I am a witness, I am a witness. So my suggestion and advice to all of you would be, make this your life, not knowledge. You have to become that knowledge. Not that I know this. He's saying, no, I'm happy. You say, how are you? I'm happy. You are not, you should not say I'm happy. You should say happiness. That's it. I is not there. Happiness. Even if you say I am happiness, that is the next stage, and after that only happiness remains. There is no I, there is no am. Okay. Now we'll quickly do this Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay, let's complete that. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu Idam Namama. Yajna. So we are entering into a new verse today. Verse number 48. यज्ञइज्जो महेज्यश्च क्रतुः सतांगतिः सर्वदर्शी विमुक्तात्मा सर्वज्ञो ज्ञानमोत्तमम्. 445. Yajna. One who is of the nature of yajna. All sacrifices are his own forms. He exists as sacrifice in order to satisfy men and gods. Shruti says that all yajnas are of the nature of Vishnu. Hence, Vishnu is also known as Yajno Vai Vishnuhu. The nature of Vishnu itself is yajna. So anything you take up, any act of your life, if you make it an yajna, it becomes an offering to Lord Vishnu. To such a divine Lord, we offer our humble salutations, seek His grace, mercy and blessings. Now lastly, our prayers to Shri Dhanvantari Deva. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Our humble prayers to Lord Dhanvantari to give us the relevant amount of health to attain all that we want on the path of spirituality and seek self-realization. Naham karta hari karta Hari Preranaya Hari Prityartham Shri Krishnarpanamastu idam namama. Om Tat Sat. Together we offer today's Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Seek His grace, mercy, blessings again and again. And we pray that He gives us the yearning to realize His true nature. Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. So, good evening to all of you and good night as well. So, we catch up next week. Till then, keep your sadhana, understand the vital aspects, and our aim is to transcend from wherever we are now. So that will also transcend you from all your worries, anxieties, fear, and difficulties of life. Whatever you are performing in life is as a sheer actor in the dream of that pure consciousness, Parabrahman, Paramatma. Om Tat Sat.